2018 Tesla Model 3 is manufactured in Fremont, California. This plant, once owned by General Motors and Toyota, now belongs to Tesla, and they have been running their business out of here since 2010. In Reno, Nevada, they have a plant called a Gigafactory where they produce all the batteries for all their Tesla cars.
The 2018 Tesla Model 3 features are modeled for efficiency and to be aerodynamic. It is also the first ever mass-made premium sedan, powered purely on electricity, meaning it's battery charged. It has a very spacious interior, front trunk, and can fit 7 people. The key is contained on the phone app. The app can be used to honk, open rear or front trunk, and adjust climate control. The Model 3 has also been tested to be the safest sedan on the market due to the lack of engine in the front. The strengths of the car are that it's the first ever mass-produced American-made fully electric car company, meaning that it's eco-friendly. It is cost-effective, and the CEO and company is popular with younger age groups who are likely to use social media, which they base most of their advertisements with. The weaknesses are that the production in regard to supply and demand, and they have rapid expansion. Also, another big weakness is the national infrastructure is not yet developed for fully electric cars.
The next question I have for you is the infrastructure of America is pretty much built for gasoline-powered cars, and I was wondering what plans Tesla had to change that.
We want a supercharger across the street from every gas station.
Across the street
that
from
sounds
every...
crazy.
No, it doesn't sound crazy. It sounds reasonable in the future, I believe, but
it's reasonable, but like how many years out is that? Like, would you expect to see that? And I don't have an answer for that, but I will tell you this: like, our goal has been to double the amount of supercharger sites we have year over year over year, and so far we've done that. But it's a drop in a bucket compared to like what the true needs are. If we were to like pull the plug, which is a terrible pun, but like if we were to say, all right, no more gas cars, like let's say like gas just stopped.
Right.
Is the infrastructure in place? Hell no. Like,
the competitors of Tesla are Ford Motor Company's General Motors and hybrid vehicles. The target market for Tesla Model 3 are people in their 20s into young 40s in 3 categories. 1, eco-friendly. 2, tech-savvy. And 3, entry-level luxury buyers. The primary research for the Model 3 is, with 325,000 pre-orders with a week of unveiling, Tesla stands to make $14 billion from the Model 3 sales, according to a tweet made by Elon Musk. A standard range of 220 miles per charge goes for the Model 3, and the charge takes about 45 minutes.
Tesla have no paid advertising. They mainly focus on store presence and rely on word of mouth, which is their primary drives of sales. Tesla mainly markets on social media. For earned advertising, Tesla recently received top safety rating from National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which helped boost their image. Other than that, most of their earned advertising come from social media hype, such as fan-made videos and posts on social media sites. There is no sales promotion or public relation for Tesla. The type of media for Tesla Model 3 is promotional videos, and they only have 3.
Hi, so I have a question about the advertisement. So why doesn't Tesla use any advertising?
So a lot of, if you guys have any questions that's like directly Tesla related, a lot of my answer is going to be Elon. So Elon hates marketing, like with a passion, and he really feels that any type of marketing is misleading and confusing to customers. So just to give you like perspective on that, like think about the last like car commercial you saw. And then at the end, there's this guy that talks like really fast and says a bunch of fine print, and you're like, I don't know what all that means, right? And I think that's kind of what he's getting at, right? The other side of that too is if you build a good enough product, you shouldn't have to advertise it. Like, I don't know how many of you are like Apple users. Doesn't matter, right? But like most of you have, we're using FaceTime, right?
Yeah.
Does Apple have to advertise?
No.
No. They don't. I mean, you know it's a good product, and if you're into it, you're just gonna go buy it. It doesn't matter if they're on a magazine, a billboard, or whatever. And that's kind of Elon's vision. Like our marketing is virally based, right? It should be from glowing reviews from customers to friends, family, coworkers, that type of thing. It's word of mouth. And it's just having like a car that, or whatever, is just best in all categories. Like safest vehicle ever made, quickest four-door car ever made. Like all of these things, like you don't have to advertise when you have a great product like that. Will we get to a point where we start to advertise? I don't know. But I will tell you, like, we are selling cars as fast as we can build them. So until that dynamic flips, we're not going to advertise.
Okay. So
does that answer the question?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. So my next question is there any sale promotion associated with 2018 Tesla Model 3 specifically?
Not really. You're saying like what kind of deals are there?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's because Elon. We don't do any type of like deals or specials or anything like that.
One of the main competitors to the Tesla Model 3 is the Audi e-tron. Priced at $75,000 US, the e-tron costs $40,000 more than the Model 3. The cost of the Model 3 ranges in different countries.
So that's because Elon. We don't do any type of like deals or specials or anything like that. If there is any type of discount on the car, what you would call a discount, it's called a showroom adjustment, and it's based on an algorithm. So it's how long has the car been like in the wild, so to speak, like how long has it been out of the factory and used as a test drive car, and how many miles are on it. And then the breakdown's like 25 cents a mile and then like 1% per month. And that's dialed into a formula that takes the showroom adjustment off the car. So like if we've used a car for a couple months and it's got 1,200 miles on it, it might have like a $3,000 showroom adjustment. But that's it. Like it's not like you go to the dealership and you say the right thing and suddenly you get $3,000 more off the car. We don't do it like that. Like it's all like, it's fully transparent. Like you call any store, like the price is going to be the price no matter what. And some people, I think they like to deal, but for me, like it's refreshing that we don't, there's no games, there's no gimmicks. Like it is what it is.
I like that.
So it's like anything that stands out in Tesla that like has a bigger role comparable to like competitors.
You're saying like what are the similarities or what are the differences?
Differences. Let's go differences.
I think it's easier to answer similarities because there's so many differences. That's why I asked. So, like honestly, like there's no reason to like completely reinvent the wheel when you're dealing with like similar, very similar industries.
Yes.
But with the way we do it with like direct to consumer and there's no franchised dealerships, it is a lot different. So like the similarity there is like we have brick and mortar buildings where you come in and you talk to a salesperson and you test drive a car with that salesperson and you buy a car with that salesperson. But the difference there is like everything behind the scenes, like any type of like paperwork or financing, like all of that process is based out of like a centralized place, which is our Fremont headquarters. So like if you go to a dealership and like you're like, hey, I want to buy this car, you talk to a salesperson and then they go talk to a sales manager that like works out a price on the car that you don't really know what's happening, but that happens. And you're like, okay, I'm good with this price. Now let's go talk to the finance guy. And you fill out a form for a credit app and then you sit and you wait while he looks for a good rate, but then like puts a little bit on top of that for him to make money. For us, like we're like, hey, great, like here's the price on the car. If you want to apply for credit, go ahead and do that. And they're going to find you the absolute best rate, give you the 3 best options, and then you pick one. So.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. We've got one last question for you, and it's from Ryan.
Hello.
Okay.
For Model 3, has Tesla had to sacrifice any quality to achieve the low cost?
Compared to the Roadster.
Man, that's a loaded question. No. And actually, like I would argue that like the Model 3 is like a really, I think there's a ton of value in that car for the price of it. Because if you really get down and compare it to like a Model S, which is a luxury car, there's so many features that are kind of between the two that they share that like, a Model S could potentially cost 2 to 3 times as much as a Model 3. And yes, you do get more things in the Model S, but at the core of it, like it's the same like Tesla feel, like the feel of the leather, the feel of the steering wheel. I can have autopilot and all these different things. So I don't think so. I think it's not quality that you sacrifice with the Model 3. It's the amount of features that you can add to the car. It's the amount of options. They're two totally different cars, but I feel like the quality is in both of them. Now, I will admit, and you've heard it in all like articles and all that, the very first few rounds of the cars that came off the assembly line, it was like paint issues, panel gap fitment. That's true of like almost any manufacturer, and especially one that's only built 3 different lines of cars in their own factory in the past 10 years. So I think they did really good, and I honestly don't feel that we sacrificed quality to hit the price point of Model 3. I think it's worth more than what we're charging people for, and that's the crazy part.